Previously on Queens of the Ring.
In today's episode, we're going to be recounting our choices for our top 5 worst
And best
finishers
moves
of all time. All right, should we go into our favorites?
Yes!
All right, my number 5 favorite, I think, is another controversial one, and I think a lot of people are going to hate me for saying it.
Let's hear it.
JBL's Clothesline from Hell.
Well, I mean, it's controversial in that JBL's an asshole.
JBL is an asshole.
But when he did deliver a stiff one, you felt it.
Yes. And that's the thing. A lot of people just say, like, oh, it's just a clothesline with theatrics. Like, no, it is a full-on lariat. He is taking people's heads off with that. And when I saw any time JBL pulled that out, it looked painful, and I believed that that could end a match on impact immediately. And, like, the fact that it is just the clothesline just makes it all the better to me.
Like, it was just, there was so much history with JBL's character if you've been following WWE.
Well, and it goes back even more than that. Like, JBL was doing it since he was still, like, Justin Hawk Bradshaw, which was, an homage character to people like Blackjack Mulligan and Blackjack Lanza who would do the lariat. Stan Hansen's lariat also looked painful as hell. Like, it's just a move that if you give it to the right person and the right character, with the amount of velocity and, like, hatred that it was delivered with,
yeah,
it looks like it could kill a man. But it's just the clothesline.
Ugh.
When Eddie Guerrero would sell it, like, yep, I knew that it was done.
I agree. Yeah. I concur. Yeah. Clothesline from Hell is a good one. My number 5 favorite is actually one that will probably never happen in wrestling ever again.
Pile driver?
No. Even worse. It is the super power bomb from the top rope, the blonde bombshell.
Oh.
Candido's move. It will never happen in wrestling again.
No. Oh, you talk about stiff and painful and impossible to take moves. That. Ugh.
It is so delicious. Like, that's my Canadian Destroyer pop, where it's just like, you can never perform this.
Oh, good. Yeah. I remember watching him do that in ECW, and I feel like ECW was truly the breeding grounds for a move like that. Because even a lot of
burial ground for a move like that.
Yeah. Even a lot of indie promotions today that get off on these sick, disgusting spots, nobody's touching that.
The blonde bombshell, I loved it because it's a good name.
Yep.
And it puts you away. Like, I believe they're done.
Yep. Yeah, that's a career ender for sure. Speaking of career enders, my number 4 is also definitely a career ender.
What's that?
The Burning Hammer.
What is that?
It's like the Death Valley Driver, but inverted.
Oh.
Yeah. It's one of the most painful moves ever created. And actually, fun fact about it, it was invented by Kenta Kobashi by mistake.
By mistake?
Yeah, like he was supposed to do something else with the move, but ended up, like, dropping his opponent back of head and neck first into the mat. And
Are they okay?
Well, about as okay. Like, in Japanese wrestling, like, when they train you, they, like, really tone your, like, neck muscles because you're taking a lot of these really hard shots.
So that just sounds like torture.
Yeah. It didn't.
So they torture you to get tolerance of torture.
Yeah. It didn't kill the person, and it didn't end their career. I don't even think it broke their neck.
Not dead, are they?
No, but the first time you saw it, you're like, what? Oh, it's like one of those cringe-inducing moves. And, like, I'm glad that it's not used that often, because it's a move that can kill you if you're not trained to take it.
Oh, yeah.
We've only seen, like, a handful of people do it. I think Michael Elgin uses it on the indies. I've only seen it in one WWE match, and that was in the Cruiserweight Classic when Brian Kendrick performed it on, I want to say Kota Ibushi, correct me if I'm wrong. It's just so painful looking, and it's something that you believe, and, like, it's impossible not to feel that kind of pain, and I'm a sadist, I guess, so.
Oh yeah, the best finishing moves are the ones that make you go, whoa!
Yeah. The ones that, like, once you do it, that ends the match. There's no coming back from it.
When you see it, you will remember the first time you saw it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's a prime example of a move that's like that. What's your number 4? Would it kill somebody?
I mean, if it was delivered improperly.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
My number 4 move is actually a lady's move.
Oh.
Or a move well known for a lady doing it.
Which one?
This is the Widow's Peak.
Oh, like that gory spell. Oh, yeah, you're just Victoria. Oh, yeah.
A gory bomb into a neck breaker.
Oh, so painful. Yep.
And I believe it was invented on the indie scene. I forget the wrestler's name. I'll
It was
insert it.
invented by one of the Guerreros, actually.
Really?
Yes, because it was an offshoot of the Gory Special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's its heritage.
Yep.
It's often credited to an indie guy from like the 90s.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I could be wrong too, but yeah.
Yeah, it's all wrestling, girl.
Yeah.
But no, we know it because Victoria used it in WWE. She's probably the most famous Widow's Peak that we've seen.
Honestly, probably the best Widow's Peak I've ever seen delivered.
And it makes sense because if you looked at her stature compared to the other girls, she's the only one that looked strong enough and tall enough to deliver that kind of move to women.
And she was one of like the legit badass divas from the diva era. So I'm A-okay with like it being given to her.
I especially liked it when like the girls are a lot more flexible because like they really got like that torque in the back, like the one she delivered to Christy Hemme
or Molly Holly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh god. Like, I'm happy, once again, I'm happy they gave it to somebody like Victoria because there's some awesome finishers that are given to women that just don't deserve it, like Sable's TKO.
Yeah, but also like Victoria's character at the time really merited a really devastating move because her character was like a crazy person.
Right.
So she'd want the move that really just like says, I want to hurt this person.
And it's a definitive finisher. There's no coming back from it when you see
Girl,
it.
you done.
Yeah. My number 3, I have a feeling that this might show up on a lot of people's lists, is the Stone Cold Stunner.
Oh, the Stunner.
Or the Whippersnapper if you're going back to the origins.
A classic.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just see this move and not, like, feel that burst of nostalgia for every time The Rock took a stunner, every time Kurt Angle took one. Or
every time The Rock oversold a stunner.
Right. Or, like, Steve Austin's Beer Bash, where you thought, like, he was celebrating with somebody and then he gave them the stunner. And also, it looks fucking painful. You're driving, like, Stone Cold's 250-pound frame into your chin. There's no way that would feel good.
Unless you're Vince McMahon and it's your forehead that's taking the impact.
I also love that Ember Moon is doing an offshoot of the stunner as her finisher.
Oh, yeah.
And that one arguably looks better than Stone Cold's Don't Crucify Me.
It's because she's doing the flippy stuff with it.
Yeah, she is doing the flippy stuff, and there's like more like...
flippy shit!
Well, there's more like, how do you put it? I'm not a science person, but like aerodynamics that are involved with it.
It looks cool with her hair whipping around.
Yep.
It's a nice delivery.
Yeah. Stone Cold Stunner, A+, top notch. I also love the controversy behind the stunner because, like, anytime Mikey Whipwreck would pull it out on a major ECW event, Joey Styles would flip his lid and say, like, oh, you might know that because Stone Cold stole it and he turned it into the stunner, but that's the whippersnapper!
You could hear the steam coming out of his ears. My number 3 is actually a move that's equally as devastating and if delivered improperly, could result in someone being crippled, honestly.
Uh-oh.
It's actually a move that's huge in the indie scene currently.
Oh?
It is.
If you say Canadian Destroyer, I'm ripping your fucking hair out.
It's not.
Okay, good.
It's more devastating than the Canadian Destroyer. It is the dick flip.
Oh, the dick flip!
Have you seen it, girl?
So
it is
good.
devastating. He can flip 4 people at once.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Okay,
it's pretty dumb, but it's...
all seriousness, this is the stupidest move in the world. But I love that everyone has leaned into it. Like, this is the one little bit of, like, okay, you can have it, just because it's attached to Joey Ryan.
Right, okay, so you don't want The Rock to have the people's elbow, but you want Joey Ryan to have the dick flip?
Joey Ryan likes gay people.
Okay,
I
fine.
like The Rock.
I also really like the dick flip, too. I'll give it to you. That's a fun one.
I feel like it's just the charm of Joey Ryan. That's honestly all it is.
It really
would never
is.
work anywhere else.
Right, no, and it shouldn't work anywhere else.
Oh. So what is your number 3?
2.
Oh, sorry. So what is your number 2?
My number 2 is... the Faith Breaker.
Ooh.
Or as you smarks might know it as the Styles Clash.
But we real wrestling fans know it as the Faith Breaker.
Because it is the Faith Breaker.
Delivered by the menacing Michelle McCool.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. It has a really complicated setup, and a lot of people criticize it for, like, how... much is involved with taking the move or making it look cool, but like, by God, if it doesn't look painful and if it doesn't look cool.
And if it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, it's one of those moves where it doesn't look dangerous, but it's extremely dangerous.
Right, like if you do what you're supposed to do when taking most moves, you're gonna break your neck.
Yeah.
So, like, you better prepare yourself to take a Styles Clash. And the fact that WWE allowed AJ Styles to keep it, or to keep it when he came over. And the fact that they gave it to Michelle McCool, like, it's just one of those rare instances of WWE recognizing that a move is a very dangerous one to take, and they're just like, but it looks so good, and it looks so cool. And the way that you can easily flip it into a pin, it's just such a smooth move after you get over the initial setup.
I actually really loved it when Michelle McCool did have it, because it was one of those things where, like, it's one of those indie-rific moves that's so synonymous with a very famous, very good wrestler, but just attach it to somebody with a past like Michelle McCool's, who was brought in basically off of an 8x10, who turned into a very good wrestler.
Yep.
They had faith enough that she could pull it off, and she never hurt anyone with it.
She didn't. Her record with not hurting people with that move is actually, like, way better than AJ Styles' record of not hurting people with that move. I think he's ended like 2 or 3 careers with the Styles Clash.
But no, the Faith Breaker definitely tops.
Mm-hmm. All right, girl, number 2.
My number 2 is actually one of those moves that is right up there where when you see it, you're like, whoa!
Okay.
It is a WCW throwback that was banned from WWE when the Superstar was banned. Was brought in.
Is it? Oh, is it?
The Vertebrae.
Yes! It's such a good move.
It looks horrendous to take.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's... I fully support WWE for banning this, but...
If you talk to Shane Helms, he will say that it is completely safe and he never hurt anyone with it. But
there's no way that move is 100% safe. I do remember
there's no way you're ever gonna do that move as the Hurricane.
No, well, he did it as the Hurricane on one episode of all things, Sunday Night Heat. I believe he did it to Stevie Richards.
Do it when no one's watching.
Exactly.
Might as well be on Jacked.
Oh, it's so Jacked. I remember Jacked.
Oh, it's so good. The only time you could see S.A. Rios.
Oh, and Gangrel.
Mm-hmm. The Vertebraker, it's complicated. It's kind of a long walk, but the ending is really all worth it.
Yeah. And it's such a, like, great, like, WCW cruiserweight move, too. I would never want to take one. I'm afraid that I would break my neck on impact.
Yeah, no.
It's like you have to time it just right if you're in
It's
that
very
position.
much like, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
I am not going to do that.
Yep. No, thank you.
What is your number 1?
Well, as you always say, it's time to appease the smarks.
Ooh, what is it?
My number 1 is Kenny Omega's One-Winged Angel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You really are trying to make up for all your choices.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a move that just looks fucking cool. It does. And
I'll give you that. It does look cool, and it does finish somebody off. Like, I will believe someone is done with that.
Unless your name is Kazuchika Okada. Who miraculously is kicked out of several. But no, I mean, it's a move that, like, anytime I see Kenny Omega in the ring, like, I want to see him do it. And what I think makes it such a great finisher is it
doesn't bust it out a whole lot. It's very much a special occasions kind of move.
Right. And that's what makes it so great, is because you have people like me who are on the edge of their seat during every single one of his matches thinking, like, are we going to see the One-Winged Angel? And when it happens, it's like just the perfect storm of, like, great storytelling and build. And I mean, if you rewatch our AEW Double or Nothing review, you'll actually notice me complaining that the main event did not feature a One-Winged Angel.
But it was too early to bring one out.
But also, like, if anything warranted the time for something like a One-Winged Angel, it was AEW's premiere event.
Yeah, but again, it's like they're trying to warm you to it.
True.
Because they didn't know where it was going to go, and they had so much happening in that pay-per-view.
True. But no, I mean, that's what I think just truly makes a great finisher, is one that you don't know when it's coming.
And it's special.
Right.
Like, you built up the expectation for it.
Right.
You've edged us for this long.
Right.
Yeah, I can agree with you on the One-Wing Angel.
All right, what's your favorite, girl?
Okay. Now, this may seem like a bit of a cop-out, but I'm an old-school wrestling lover at heart. This one is, speaking of moves that have high reversibility, have so much you can show in the face. It is a classic. It is painful if you actually have one applied to you. It is the Figure 4.
Woo! Woo! Oh, it's a classic. It is always good to see.
It is great. Even when Charlotte does it and she amplifies it with the twerking of her back and everything.
The Figure 8,
Again, it's like one of those moves where it's highly reversible and it hurts the other opponent. Like, it tells such a story.
It does. And also, it's a move that is done so many times that when the audience still pops to see it, no matter who's doing it, you know you have a truly great finishing move on hand.
Exactly, and it's like, it is painful. If you ever got a figure 4 applied to you, it hurts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know about if the reversal actually hurts or not, verdict's still out, but
yeah.
It's still cool to see, like, the drama that goes involved with it.
Yeah, but hands are free, so it's one of those things where it's like you can easily just like hit at somebody.
Yeah.
But you're in so much pain. Like you can sell so much with that move.
Well, and I just think of some of the classic tales that have been told with the figure 4 leg locks. You have feuds like Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, The Miz versus Daniel Bryan, like all of them centered around at one point, like in their matches, the figure 4. And how it was going to be applied, how it was going to be reversed, and, like, who was doing it. Like, it tells so much. It's a great move, and I'm really happy that you actually put it on this list. So
just those great memories of Ric Flair and his sweaty platinum blonde hair getting flipped over.
Well, I mean, the end of the first Starrcade is an iconic visual because you have the like whatever kind of camera angle going down in between in the steel cage and Ric Flair applying the figure 4 to Harley Race. That is one of those visuals in professional wrestling history that you can't unsee, you can't forget about. It's an unforgettable move. I love it. A great choice. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry it's been so long since we've come out with a video. You will be seeing us more often. I do have a job now where I have off on the weekend, so I can actually come and torture this bitch more. My name is Sylvia Nix.
I'm Jaymes Mansfield.
And you've been watching Queens of the Ring. And until next time, we're tagging out.
That one hurt. Ow.
Sorry.
Click here and watch part 1, our top 5 worst finishing moves, or see our top 5 all elite wrestling fantasy signings. Come on, click it. You know you want to. If you don't click it, I'll give you the burning hammer. So click it.